Hey everyone, welcome to day 3 of 14 lines in 14 days. Today we're riding on the T3 Liverpool and Inner West line from Lidcombe all the way through to Liverpool, getting off at Leightonfield and checking out what is one of the most remote stations in Sydney, located around basically nothing.
Berala, then Regent's Park, and then all stations to Liverpool.
I'll be on this train all the way through to Leightonfield. However, I wasn't able to film much of the journey as someone decided, and a genius, I must say, decided to blast out their radio on in the vestibule area near the passenger doors, and it was obviously copyrighted music, and it was quite annoying, and all the other carriages were packed. It was the only quiet carriage on the train, so I had to use that carriage to record. I decided just to not record for most of the journey because obviously the music is copyrighted, but a reminder to you all to not blast your music out on trains, as not only might there be someone filming and your songs might be copyrighted, but also the fact that it is genuinely annoying. So anyways, that was an interesting journey, but eventually we got through to Leightonfield.
Next stop, Sefton. This station is
Doors closing. Please stay clear.
And here is Leightonfield. This is the second time that I've been here, second time this year, as last time I was here it was actually a very wet day, so it was quite the opposite, as on the day of filming this it was around 24 to 25 degrees, which was during winter, so it was quite warm. And it was actually really nice, and I had some time to walk around the station, as trains only run every half an hour from the station, which, to be honest, at first I was thinking that's probably not really a good idea to have only every half hour services, but after observing the line and travelling on the T3 line throughout that area, I could tell that it was okay to be running the half hour service, as not many people actually use the line.
If you have an local card, remember to tap on and tap off, even if the gates are open, to ensure you get the correct fare. For further information, please check.
Right next to Leightonfield are a lot of factories, which means lots of freight lines, so there are some sightings for freight trains, and these wagons here I'm pretty sure have been here for quite a long time, as I do remember seeing the exact same wagons about 8 months ago when I was last here, so there's a good chance those are probably abandoned, or at least just not been moved for some time. It's now time to head up and along the footbridge, where I'll take a look at both the entrances to the station. As you saw there, the Monier Square entrance is literally deserted. In fact, I've probably never even seen a station entrance like that before, where it's quite literally just plain grassland, even with some flooding along the side and a few abandoned trailers, so literally nothing happens here. It's now time to check out what I would call the main entrance to the station. Something that caught me by surprise when I was first here around 8 months ago was that this entrance here literally goes over a tiny little creek, and you can even hear the water trickling down. It's that quiet. It's really bizarre to see something like this at a station, especially this close to Sydney. There is a bus stop located at Leightonfield, however to my surprise it's only served at night by the night ride services, with only about 6 services in total stopping at the station once every hour. Who even uses those? Something that surprised me is that Leightonfield actually has station staff during the day, and there was one there at the time that I was recording. It does seem that the job gets pretty boring though, as the entire time I was there, I'm pretty sure I heard about 75% of the audio catalogue of Sydney's announcements. And that's Leightonfield Station, honestly one of the most pointless stations on Sydney's rail network. One that I find quite similar is Leichhardt Station, located on the south coastline, which has a similar layout to Leightonfield Station, however it's actually located around a private property, which means you can't even exit the station. There are some pretty weird stations in New South Wales, that's for sure. Now time to hop on this train all the way towards Liverpool, whilst also filming some of the journey.
Next stop, Villawood.
Please keep your personal belongings with you at all times. If you see unattended baggage, please do not touch it, but notify staff immediately. Thank you.
This train will stop at Villawood. This train will stop at Cabramatta. Change at Cabramatta for T2 City and T5 Richmond services.
To Leppington. Next and final stop is Liverpool. Please mind the gap between train and platform. Thank you.
And we're now arriving slowly but surely into Liverpool Station, where we'll be terminating. I had a quick look at Liverpool Station before then heading off on the train home. However, it was quite interesting as Liverpool Station actually had a new platform added a few years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it may have been part of the Glenfield through to Leppington new rail line that was built around 10 years ago. However, I could be wrong.
This train will stop at Liverpool.
And we've now made it to Liverpool Station, the terminus for the T3 Liverpool and Inner West Line as of 2025. Thank you all so much for watching day 3 of 14 lines in 14 days, and thank you to all of those who have donated so far to the cause that we're raising money for, Aspect Australia or Autism Spectrum Australia. If you'd like to donate any money, even just a few dollars, it would really help the cause and would help us reach our goal of $1,000 raised by the end of the 14-day series. Thank you all to those who have donated, and please consider donating if you would like to. Thank you all so much for watching day 3, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 4.